What it do, baby? It's your boy Enrico, and I'm back again. This time I came to holler at y'all about my Washington Commanders in the off season and us going into the OTAs that start today. Now, NFL OTAs are starting to begin across the NFL. In Washington, we hold our OTA starting today, Tuesday, May 14th. Now it's a very exciting time out here in DC. Obviously we drafted Jaden Daniels, number 2 overall in the draft last month. I gave my opinion about that. I really haven't talked to y'all much about Washington, about the NFL period since that video, since the draft. Um, we just finished rookie mini camp last week, and of course the guys got out there, the young guys got out there, got a chance to get their feet wet, start learning the system, get with the coaches, get in the facility, with all the staff and all the people on the in the organization, so they got to meet the their fellow teammates, their fellow rookies at least, and like I said, got their feet wet. Now, according to our reports, Jaden Daniels, he looked spectacular last week. Everybody's commenting on his quick release, his footwork, things that we all knew before, we drafted him. But, as I heard multiple people report, it just, felt different. It felt good seeing it up close and personal, Seeing it on tape and hearing about it is one thing, but watching it up close and personal is another thing. So that was very good to hear. I heard a couple of people, I think Brian Mitchell, shout out my man B. Mitch, he commented and mentioned that, he stood next to him. He don't think his size will be a problem, things of that sort. I heard John Com, I believe, and or if it wasn't John Com, shout out to John Com. Maybe somebody else mentioned, how his teammates, gravitated towards him. I think B. Mitch said something about that too. His teammates, clearly he has great energy. He's one of those guys his teammates like to be around. He's not trying to separate himself from the team. He's trying to implement himself with the team and be one of the teammates. One of the just one of the guys. And that's always a great thing for like somebody that has a leadership role on a team. If he's looked at as one of the guys, or people act, like treat him just like he's anybody else on the team, and he treats everybody else just like that he's anybody else on the team, then that's always a great, quality to have for a quarterback and a leader. So that was great to hear. Like I said, it was rookie mini camp, so it wasn't too much, just basic install, just basic things to try to get the rookies' feet wet and trying to get them familiar with the offense. So it wasn't really too much to look into for that. Like I said, basic things like, footwork and release and things like that you can notice. Luke McCaffrey, for all accounts, he looked good. He looked pretty good coming out his breaks and running his routes. I didn't see him make too many drops or mistakes or anything like that. I didn't hear about anything negative. So that was good. Mikey Sanders still. Shout out to Sanders still. Sapase. That's my boy right there. So, he looked good, from all accounts. You know, he looked, as advertised. Like I said, no pass, no hitting, so nothing really to see. The linemen, you definitely can't really tell anything, from them because, all their work is graded, from the trench warfare, and without any pass and any trench warfare, you can't grade out the linemen at all. So, like I said, mini camp was just good to see the guys, good to see them out there. Not much to really get into. Johnny Newton was out there, and he had a boot on his foot. Apparently, we all knew that he had surgery. He had a Jones fracture on his left foot last year, and on his right foot, excuse me, he had a Jones fracture last year, which he played through it, and apparently, he basically, has a similar injury on his left foot. Now, this is according to John Keim of ESPN. He's a Redskins report, excuse me, the Commanders reporter for ESPN. Via John Keim from ESPN, Washington Commanders second-round pick Johnny Newton will undergo surgery within a week to repair an injury on his left foot. About 4 months ago, excuse me, to repair. Let me start over. Washington Commanders second-round pick Johnny Newton will undergo surgery within a week to repair an injury to his left foot, about 4 months after the defensive tackle had a procedure done for a similar injury on his right foot. Newton suffered a partial Jones fracture of his right foot sometime during the past season at Illinois and underwent surgery in January. During a recent checkup on the repaired foot, it's uncertain when that occurred, Commanders coach Dan Quinn said. Doctors determined he had a similar issue with his left foot. Newton did not participate in Washington's rookie minicamp practices this weekend, standing off to the side wearing a walking boot on his left foot. Yes, so everybody was surprised. A lot of people were surprised Newton fell in the second round. He fell that far in the draft. And after this news coming up about his injury, that kind of shines a light on why he fell. Obviously, teams, had access to that, was privy to that, doing physicals and things of that such. So, obviously they stumbled upon that information, and that probably took him, off of certain guys' draft board, at least high on the draft board. You feel me? So, um, that's a little bit concerning, but not too concerning. I heard Dan Quinn pretty much say, like, it's good that, he found out about it now before, it got later into the off season, closer to training camp and things of that nature, where it's like he might actually be affected of missing time during the season. So as long as we get it taken care of now, and he's healthy going into the season, starting his career off, even if he's not ready for the season, even if we got to put him on a 4-week IR or something like that, put him on a show for 4 weeks, start him off in week 5 or whatever. And as long as he's 100% healthy, I'm fine with that. I'm perfect with that. I have no problem with that. I just want him to get healthy, and I want his first game with the Washington Commanders. I want him to be 100% healthy. As long as he's 100% healthy, we all good to go. I don't care if that's week 4. I don't care if that's week 10. So the most important thing for me is to get Johnny healthy. Johnny's a great talent. I'm expecting a lot from him. So, definitely, man. I just want him to be healthy. Now, going into the OTAs, now all these rookies about to meet all the other players on the team, all the veterans. OTAs are today. They start today. I'm not 100% sure if they're voluntary or mandatory. I'm not sure about that, but pretty sure we'll learn about that as we go. Uh, for now, I'm just gonna assume that all the guys are gonna be there, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Um, People are speaking about how the practices, the energy level are so much higher. You know, um, things of that nature. That the staff is coming with a different, new approach, a fresh approach that the players seem to be embracing, seem to enjoy. So I'm really looking forward to this how things start to unfold. Started with the OTAs. Obviously, OTAs are not the end all be all either. You're not gonna get too much. They stand for organized team activities. They're gonna be doing some things, but they're not gonna be getting in depth with the playbook and running plays against each other and high competitive drills and anything like that. I don't see it get into that level. It's just gonna be basic things, but anything is good, man. To anything to build a team camaraderie, excuse me. We have a lot of new players, so it would be good for all the guys to get with each other, get around each other, get familiar with each other, start building that camaraderie, start building that bond with each other, and to get this thing rolling on the right foot, man. I'm looking forward to the season. I feel like we have a sneaky good roster. If we can shore up our offensive line, Brandon Coleman, he's going to be a huge piece to the puzzle. If he could step up and be a starting left tackle from day one, from week one, that would be huge and that would be spectacular. If he can man that left side and be not only a starter but a good starter, a good player. If we can get Brandon Coleman to be a good player starting off the rip, that just changes the whole trajectory. But I'm not going to assume that's going to be the case. I'm going to have a glass half full, half empty approach. He is a 3rd round pick. He is a guy that all the analysts had projected being a guard in the NFL. They didn't have him projected as a tackle. Our staff sees him as being a tackle. So obviously, it's not a sure thing that he's going to be a good starting tackle. So we still have to wait and see on that. But he's a major key to our success this year. Um, like I said, a lot of new veterans. I can't wait to see these guys. Just can't wait to see the coaches, how they are with the coaches. And I just want to zero in on a couple of things to look forward to. Looking forward to the OTAs and maybe a little bit after that. Oh yeah, speaking about the rookie camp, my last video I mentioned, I made a video before we made our next picks. We drafted Jaden Daniels, and I don't even think we drafted anybody else yet when I made my last video. I mentioned I wanted Marcus Rosemy Jack Saint. I said I wanted him. I mentioned I like that kid. I said I don't know if he's projected to get drafted or if not. I literally said if we don't draft him, he doesn't get drafted. I would love for us to sign him as an undrafted free agent. We actually drafted him as an unsigned free agent. I mean undrafted free agent, which I just I know it's a new day because every year I do my own little thing in my head or whatever. I want us to get this guy, I want us to get that guy, and it's rare that we actually get the guys that I want us to get. And I always consistently for years see the guys that I want us to get go on to have success, and I just be scratching my head, shaking my head, like how we didn't know we were supposed to get that guy. Like how the fuck did we didn't get Stephon Diggs and we got Jamison Crowder? Like how it's like I knew that at the time. Like it's like so shit like that always bothers me. It's like I actually zeroed in on that guy. Obviously, like I said, it wasn't like I wanted him as a high priority pick, but I just liked him. I noticed him when I was watching Georgia. Some about I said I like this guy. He's not he's not necessarily special, but some about him I like. Boom, we picked him up. I believe he's gonna make the team. I believe he's gonna do something. Just because like anytime I diagnose somebody like that, most of the time they actually turn out to be who I said they want to be. Now, is he going to be an impact rookie as an impact player as a rookie? No, he might not even be on the official roster this rookie year. He probably only get on the practice squad, but he's going to be a part of our franchise from here on out going forward. He's going to make an impact. Mark it, mark me for saying that. Mark it down. But I just want to get out the way. Things to look out for the OTAs. Obviously, Jaden Daniels. We're going to be looking at how he how he's meshing with his teammates, meshing with the offense, him and Cliff Kingsbury. I like the him and Cliff Kingsbury energy and how they were working with each other during the rookie minicamp. Now he's about to work with the veterans. I'm pretty sure a lot of the veterans are going to come because of all the excitement, because they have a new quarterback, especially offensively. They're going to want to, be on the same page as him, get on the same page as him, get to know him, get comfortable with him. So I'm pretty sure most of the veterans will show up, especially the receivers. And I'm just looking forward to how he's leading the team, how he's handling the offense, how he's just, talking and vibing with his teammates. I'm looking forward to seeing all that. He's the franchise. He's the young franchise quarterback that we putting all our hope and faith in. Uh, Obviously, he holds an important role, and his relationship with his teammates, dictates will dictate a lot. Will dictate some of the success or lack thereof that we will have. So to get an early peek on, how he's vibing with everybody, his teammates, the organization, that would be interesting to look out for. The left tackle position, who's slotted as a starter, who they have number one on the depth chart, things like that. That would be important to look at because that would be a telltale of okay, who has the inside track of starting, who's the backup, everything like that. We also have things to figure out on the other places of the offensive line. Who's going to be our right guard? Who's going to be our right tackle? Like, is Cosme going to play guard, or are they thinking about putting Cosme back at tackle? Are one of these free agents going to be the starting guard? Allegretti from the Kansas City. We got a couple more, guards from free agency, I believe. Who with Andrew Wiley slide inside, Cornelius Lucas, will he start? Will he be the backups? A lot of questions about the line, man. The line is clearly the most, up in the air position / situation on our team, on our roster. So we really have to zero in and figure out what's going to happen with the line. And if we don't have enough, I do believe it's still a couple of veterans out there. David Bakhtiari, to be one. I forgot the guy from the Cardinal. I think Humphreys. He used to play for Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. So it's still a couple of options out there, as far as veteran left tackles that if we don't feel comfortable with what we have so far, we might have to sign one of these guys, but we can't wait too long, man. Like, we have to figure this out quickly because, a guy like David Bakhtiari, I would pay him a lot of money for 1 year just to secure our line. You feel me? Because we have money to blow, especially for a year. You know what I'm saying? Not nothing long term, just for a year. Okay, boom. High incentive. Like if you play this many amount of games, you get this amount of money. But if you don't, you don't. I would love to give him a contract like that. I would get David Bakhtiari $15, $16 million. I would give it to him. Incentive laden deal, of course. Yeah, maybe even 20 million. I'd give it to him. If you play 14 plus games, you're gonna get like 15 plus mil out of the 20 or something like that. If you play to a Pro Bowl level, ooh, you're gonna get 15 mil or 16, whatever. Like, if you don't, you might only get 10 mil, something like that. I would do something like that. This is our franchise, man. We just drafted a franchise quarterback with the number 2 pick. We can't just roll out there without assuring that we have done everything we can to make sure he has the top level protection that we can afford him, that we can provide him right now. Obviously, you're not gonna fix everything. You're not gonna plug every hole up in one year. We had to draft him. We couldn't just draft the lineman too. We couldn't draft. We had to draft what we had to draft. We only had a certain amount of picks to work with. So we wasn't able to get a lineman. All of us were disappointed. All of our fan base, obviously. We have faith in the process still, but we were disappointed. But we're not giving up hope. We still have faith. And I believe they're going to figure it out. Like I said, if they don't have enough right now, I believe they're going to do something outside the building, bring somebody in to make sure that we're good on the offensive line. So I'm not really worried about that. Also, things to look out for. Oh, man, I had something else to my mind. Um, Damn, I'll bring it back up when they get back to me. Yeah, man, just overall, just the coaches. We have all new coaches. Joe Witt Jr. I'm interested to watch him to see how he, runs our defense. The teams we run and the personnel. I'm definitely intrigued to see our cornerback situation. I'm looking for Forbes to take a big leap this year. I'm looking for Forbes to take a big leap. I put most of his struggles last year on the coaching and the environment. Immediately, I already felt that Washington, but when I seen Daryl Green comment early last year about somebody asked him about Forbes' struggles, and he honestly said he's like, honestly, I think it's more basically the coaching. He basically said that. I'm not quoting Daryl Green. This is paraphrasing, but he basically said, "Yeah, to me, it's like the coaching." And he basically was like, I will do anything I can do to help the young man." And he clearly was intimating without being too harsh. He was trying to be nice. He was saying the coaches was fucking that boy up, and I already knew that. I felt that. I seen that, and I look for him to take a huge, huge step up this year with proper and good coaching. That will help him take a huge step up. We have St. Juice still. I like St. Juice. He's not great. He's not perfect, obviously, but he's solid. I like him as a player. I'm not saying I love him. I'm not saying I want St. Juice as my starter. I'm not saying that, but he's a solid player. We have the guy Michael Davis from the Chargers. I like Michael Davis. He's kind of Jekyll Hyde. One year he has a very good year. Next year he has an average year. You know, he's Jekyll Hyde. But I feel like coming into a new system, getting a new contract, trying to prove himself again. I feel like this is gonna be one of his up years. So Michael Davis, St. Juice, Forbes. We got Quan Martin. He's sneaky. People forgetting about Quan Martin. I really like Quan Martin. He turned up. He turned up the end of last year. He showed why we drafted him where we drafted him, even though the people drafted him were a joke, whatever. I actually like Quan Martin. Um, Mike Samberstill, he's going to be a pleasure. If you don't know about him, I'm telling you, he's going to become a fan favorite very quickly. Looking forward to see what he could do. Luke McCaffrey, we will hear the Luke chants in the FedEx Field. Luke, y'all remember Cooley? Anybody that grew up, in my era or anything previous to that, we all know Chris Cooley, man. He one of the all-time great Redskin players, underrated NFL player in history, period. If it wasn't for the injuries, I feel like he would have definitely got his name higher up the rankings as far as just being a prominent NFL player. He was a hell of a player, very good player, Pro Bowl player. Cooley, man. We all remember when he used to get the ball, the whole crowd used to be like, cool. And I used to love it, man. And I already anticipate they doing the same thing for Luke McCaffrey. He clearly has the bloodlines. He has the pedigree to be a good player, and I'm pretty sure, and listening to him, watching him, he looks like he definitely has a chip on his shoulder, and I like that. I feel like Luke gonna be a pleasant surprise. He might end up being our second best receiver when it's all said and done at the end of the year. Like, you know, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying it's possible. I don't hate Jahan Dawson, but I'm not the biggest Jahan Dawson fan. I'm sorry to say. I'm rooting for him. I still believe in him, but I'm not the biggest Jahan Dawson fan. I wanted George Pickens that year. I'm going to continue to say that. And like I said, I always say, oh, I want us to get this guy. I really like this guy. And that was a prime example. I wanted George Pickens. I didn't understand why he didn't go in the first round. He fell to the second round. We all see who he is, and we see who Dawson is. Like I said, no shots. Not nothing personal. I like Dawson, but you know, I feel like he it's a big year for him. It's a big year for Jahan Dawson. It's his third year. He was a first round pick. After this year, we're gonna have to decide if we're gonna pick up his 5th year option or not. This is a very big year. If he doesn't prove that he's a worthy first round pick, we clearly not gonna pick up his first round option. Next year probably gonna be his last year with us, and then his career gonna be just up in the air. Obviously, he's gonna get picked up by somebody. He's gonna get he's gonna be a free agent, but I don't want that to be the case for Jahan. Even though I wasn't a fan of the pick, I'm not a fan of a huge fan of what he's done so far. Even I like him, I still believe in him. I don't want that for him. I want him to succeed here. I want him to get a second contract here. I want him to prove he was a worthy first round pick. But I just don't believe it. Sorry to say, I just don't believe in it. So McCaffrey has a great chance to prove that he might be our best receiver. Second best receiver this year. He will have all the opportunity to do so, and I just can't wait to look. To see what he can do. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man. I want to get to this Dan Quinn shirt thing real quick. Josh Harris, man. We want that name to change. I hear a lot of people, well, not a lot. I hear some people in the fan base, fans, content creators of everything in between, say that some of them say that the name doesn't really matter to them. I don't care about the name. I just want to win. Like the name doesn't mean that much. Who cares about the name? That's so far away from the truth. Like your name represents who you are. Your name represents your brand. Your name is your identity. Now, at the end of the day, will your name dictate if you're a good team or not? No. Will the name dictate, how many wins you will have? No. But your name is your identity. Your name is your brand. So that is important. That is a factor. It's a difference between saying the Washington Commanders and the Washington Redskins. It's a difference between saying the Washington Commanders and the Washington Red Wolves. If we was to turn into the Red Wolves, I guarantee, Josh Harris, your merchandise, your profit margin will go through the roof. Your sales will go through the roof. I know nobody was going out buying a bunch of Commander shit when that shit got announced. Wasn't nobody happy and up in arms to go shopping for Commanders gear? As a fan base, we didn't feel any connection to that shit. That shit meant nothing to us. That shit had no meaning to us. Like, you know what I'm saying? People gonna buy some stuff just because we're fans, but it's like, bruh, that shit was a dud. You want to recharge the fan base? You want to get your pockets up, Josh Harris? Change our name to Red Wolves. Pay whoever you have to pay, Arkansas State University, whoever the hell it is, whoever representing the Red Wolves, if they have a trademark for it, pay them for that trademark. I promise you, you will double and triple and probably quadruple your money. Some shit that Dan Snyder couldn't get through his fucking head, being a fucking selfish, greedy-ass prick. And I hope you're enjoying your freaking money, Dan Snyder. Good riddance. Hope I never see you or hear from your ass again. Trying to ruin my damn franchise. Get your bum ass out of here. Anyway, Josh Harris. That commander's name is horrible. The name means a lot to a lot of people. I mean, some people don't give a fuck. I ain't speaking for them. I don't give a damn about them. I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for the fans that actually do care. Your name is your brand. Your name means something. Your name represents who you are. Commanders. We got that name mainly because of Ron Rivera and his strong ties and strong love for the military. He was a strong contributor into our name. Do y'all know that? Redskin Nation? Washington football team? Washington Commanders Nation? Do y'all know that? So you want us to just accept our name going into the rest of eternity being given to us from a coach, our current coach at the time, who didn't win 500% of his games, wasn't over 500 as a coach, wasn't a winning coach, didn't win a playoff game, didn't win shit for us. You want us to carry the name that he helped us get on for the rest of eternity, the Commanders. What the? Are y'all serious? Hell no. Nah. Josh Harris, you need to change that name. Dan Quinn, I appreciate you wearing that shirt. I know you probably didn't understand what you was getting yourself into wearing that shirt, but you did something good, whether you know it or not, whether you realize what you were doing or not. I'm happy you put that out there because that energy need to get back out there. That name need to fucking change. Now, are we going back to the Redskins? No, we're not. So to see the W with the feather hanging off of it, it felt good. I liked it. I loved it. I noticed it immediately, and I noticed how everybody else noticed it. Of course we did. We all wish we can go back to the Redskins, for real, if we had a choice. We all wish that we could change the name from Commanders to something else. So, but that's not where we're at right now. But that's what we need. That's where we need to be. That's where we need to be heading. So Josh Harris, all these people out here talking about, I don't care about the name. The name is a name. Let them speak for their fucking selves. They don't speak for the rest of us. That name is important. And we don't want no fucking Commanders. We do not want Commanders. I'm going to say that every day. I'm going to say that every video I speak about the Washington until y'all change that damn name. We don't want that name. Like I said, I'm with the Red Wolves. I love that. I'm with the Warriors. I love that. Pick even one. I promise you, it will be lit out here. I promise you the sales will go through the roof. The merchandise sales will go through the roof. The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Shout out my man Michael Jordan. The ceiling is the roof. You heard what that man said. So listen, man, get it together, Josh Hurst. Pay attention to that name, man. We got to change that. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to OTAs. OTAs start today. Washington Commanders. It's the beginning of a new time, the beginning of a fun, exciting time. We've been waiting a long time for this day to come. You know, the post Dan Snyder era, and it's like we're officially getting started. We're officially entrenched in the post Dan Snyder era, and it feels so good. You know, I'm so happy to get all the stench off of us and for us to just be noticed and operate as a professional, legitimate football operation. I'm just looking forward to us being a normal football team, not in the headlines for a bunch of bullshit. And Mike Florio, I'm gonna say this before I leave. Mike Florio, NBC Sports, you a real piece of work, dude. You're a real piece of work. I got my eyes on you, man. I know you got your little beef with us because you and Snyder had your little, run-ins back then. I think Snyder sued you or was threatening to sue you a couple times. He might have actually sued you a couple times or one time. Whatever. I already know. You and Dan Snyder, y'all had your little run-ins. Y'all weren't cool. Cool. I get it. Because of that, you always had negative shit to say about us. You always kept us in the negative pressers when it comes to stories on NBC. I always pay attention. Like, you always got these negative-ass stories about us. Hey, bro, Dan Snyder is gone. Okay? Your beef with us needs to end now. All them negative-ass headlines. I seen him post some shit. Oh, he's posted a video. He had Jaden Daniels in the thumbnail. The video said some shit like, what the fuck was it? Oh yeah, CJ Stroud early success puts a lot of pressure on Jaden Daniels. What? Why? Because CJ Stroud had a great rookie season. Why does that put pressure on Jaden Daniels? Because they're friends? Because they're both black? Like I don't understand that. Why that ain't put pressure on Caleb Williams? Why don't put pressure on Drake May? Why just Jaden Daniels? I don't understand. Because he's the second quarterback taken? Like, what type of logic is that? Like, I didn't even watch the video, Mike Florio, but the thumbnail and the title alone let me know that you were just trying to put some type of, let's focus on Washington. CJ Stroud had a great rookie season, y'all. So that means Jaden Daniels under more pressure over there in Washington. Why? Like, how? What the fuck are you talking about? Stop trying to make up all this bullshit-ass negative press about us, dude. Dan Snyder is gone. You better get off our fucking line, bruh. All that negative press towards Washington, that shit is over, bro. Mike Florio, yeah, I'm calling you out. You better tighten up, dude. Cause if I keep seeing that shit, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing now. I'm gonna stay on top of you, dude. Pause. I'm gonna keep making videos about you. I'm gonna keep bringing your name up. Every time you bring our name up in some type of negative bullshit, I'm gonna bring your name up, dude. So yeah, keep on with that bullshit. I got something for your ass. Pause. But listen, man, it's your boy Enrico. It's Commander Nation in the house, man. Left hand up. Who are we? I don't like that song either, y'all. But I'm gonna rap it. I gotta rap it, so I'm gonna rap it, y'all. Shout out to my commanders, Josh Hurst, Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels, the whole squad. OTAs begin today. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the season. I can't wait till we get this summer rolling and get into the mini camp and the training camp and all that stuff. So, look, man, I'm looking forward to all the possibilities that's in front of us this season, and I'm looking forward for us shocking the world, man. I love our team. I love the talent. We actually have a quarterback now. He's a rookie, so I'm not expecting the most, but I believe we can do some things this year. Everything count, man. It all starts with the basics, and OTAs are today. So this is the beginning of us, putting down our flag and letting people know who we are, man. So, Washington Commanders, shout out. We looking forward to what y'all gonna do this season. Yeah, man, we're gonna be following, we're gonna be watching. So, appreciate y'all giving your boy Enrico some love today. Appreciate y'all tapping in with your boy Enrico. You know, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, I love the feedback in the comment section. Um, Definitely subscribe if you like the content, man. I'm trying to grow this channel, and you can definitely be a part of helping my channel grow. So if you give me a subscription, man, I definitely would appreciate it, and appreciate the love that y'all giving me out there, man. So it's your boy Enrico, man. Appreciate y'all. Make it y'all best time. Till next time. Peace.